just woke up, clearly. And we had to pull off the road last night. We drove quite a bit and found this park out, which is just like a truck pull off. But it's pretty awesome, actually. Anyway, the M road is literally right up that embankment. So we're off a major highway and there's this awesome lake. How cool is that?
We're in Ballymoney, Northern Ireland, somewhere, a little village we've pulled into. Someone's hungry.
I haven't eaten.
When someone's hungry, they get grumpy.
I need coffee and I need food.
It's not safe for all when she hasn't eaten, hasn't had breakfast. So we'll see what we can find. We may come out of this alive, we may not. We've had breakfast, we survived. There's a happy Talia. Go back to the motorhome. I think we've got about another half hour, maybe 45 minutes of driving to our next destination. See you then.
We've decided at the very last minute, as usual, that we might try and get on a boat tour at Ballycastle. Anyway, so we're headed that way now and hopefully we make it because the boat leaves in about 40 minutes. Alrighty, we literally made it with like, I don't know, minutes to spare, and I just paid as we were walking through the gate. We did it! So we are going on a little bit of a boat cruise this afternoon. Yay! Lots of little caves along the seashore. You could imagine smugglers. I read too much into Blighton when I was little. You could imagine smugglers using the little caves. Turns out I didn't read too many books. They actually were smugglers' caves and they were used to smuggle whiskey and all sorts of things into the country.
Those things eat pigeons. They're tiny.
What is it? What is it?
Peregrine falcon.
I'm so glad we did this. It's really, really good.
Cave on the right here, it's a rock structure on it. It's very similar to the very famous Fingal's Cave on the Isle of Staffa in the Western Isles of Scotland.
You can see Bonnie, Scotland in the very, very, very far distance, but it's actually only 11 miles between Scotland and Ireland at its narrowest point, I believe.
There's a place where a big, tall, thin, skinny giant lives, like a cave. It's, I think, 15 odd metres tall and then about 2 metres wide.
Irish and their fairy tales.
And if you use a bit of your imagination and look all the way forward to the end of the limestone, you can see the giant's face in the rock.
Oh, it's so big!
Wow! That was by far the best show of dolphins I've ever seen on a boat tour.
So we just got off the tour boat. That was absolutely magic.
Charlie is the captain of the boat, it's his boat, and he was very informative, really great Scottish guy, really good value, highly recommend. So here we are at Ballycastle still. We are going to park up here for the night, just at the harbour, just ordered some fish and chips and we spent the afternoon in the local bar. It's the best way to experience a town really, just go and have a chat to the locals. Might end up there again later. Good morning. Another pretty fabulous view to wake up to. Today we're going to head off to look at the Giant's Causeway. I'm going to do the rope bridge that we saw from the boat yesterday afternoon. Time to go and make myself a bit more presentable. So we are heading on the coast road from Ballycastle towards the Giant's Causeway. Everything starts with Bally, so I can get them all mixed up. So we're heading that way, but we were talking to the bar staff and people at the bar. Oh, literally just hit me on the head. We were talking to the bar staff last night, people at the bar, about getting to see the Giant's Causeway without having to pay the £22 to go into the visitor centre, because that's like 50 Australian dollars just to use the visitor centre. So they said if we park at the Castle Hotel and buy a coffee, then we could get the Castle Hotel parking for free. So we decided we'd just go and get breakfast over there and hopefully get the parking for free. And it's literally just a hop, skip and a jump away, like a little walk down the way to the Giant's Causeway. So that's our plan for the morning, spend our money in our tummy rather than spending our money in the visitor centre. So we have managed to get parking in the hotel. They don't normally take camper vans, but they're going to let us park, and then we had to pay our £10 to park, but then if we take our ticket into the hotel, we get that back off our meal.
It's a bit posher in here than we realised. Hopefully it doesn't cost too much.
They sure know how to make tea, these Irish people.
Well, we've just finished our breakfast and we're a bit worried because it was such a nice setting, and the dining room was lovely, and you could eat like full continental breakfast, as well as order cooked breakfasts off the menu. We were thinking, oh no, this is going to backfire, this is going to cost us a fortune. Actually, £30 for breakfast plus our £10 for parking. That's like 20 Australian dollars each for as much as we could eat.
World Heritage Site 1986.
Story of the Giant's Causeway. I have to read it because I can't remember it all. Sorry, we're very real on this channel. There was once a giant called Finn McCool, and he's an Irish giant, lived around here. And then this Scottish giant, Ben and Donna, over there, threatened him. Finn retaliated by tearing up great chunks of the coastline and hurling them into the sea. This created a path called the Giant's Causeway, and that paved a route for Finn to reach Ben and Donna. But that turned out to be a bad idea because he's Scottish and Ben and Donna is massive. Like, have you seen a Scottish Highlander? Anyway, so he's much bigger than Finn, so in order to save himself, Finn retreats to Ireland and is disguised as a baby by his quick-thinking wife. When Ben and Donna arrives, he sees Finn disguised as a baby and realises that if a mere baby is that big, the father must be much bigger than Ben and Donna himself. So he rushed on back to Scotland, and he teared away as much of the causeway as he could as well to put the distance between them. And that is how the myth of the causeway was born. Okay, so if you don't believe fairy tales, which you should, the causeway was first formed over 60 million years ago following a period of volcanic activity, where the lava cooled and formed these incredible interlocking basalt columns, which is pretty cool because in Tasmania we have the tessellated pavement, which is a really, really tiny version of this. I don't know if you can see it in the background, but there's these tiny little, well, they're really big, but in the background they look tiny, little chimneys.
Right
so,
there.
yeah, thanks. So they're Finn's chimneys, so apparently if the chimneys are smoking, then Finn the Giant is home. We're thinking we might go and put a shrimp on the barbie up there and freak people out.
We beat the crowds again. They're just turning up. Well, the next lot.
It's quite a hike back up the hill, but if you do have accessibility issues, there's a bus. Oh my god.
It's not even that hard.
Awesome car park attendants at the hotel and the causeway, so they were really nice. Had a good chat to one of the girls there who also would love to do motorhoming. Hi Beth, if you're watching, thanks for all your help today. I have tried to book for the rope bridge, but I spoke to the girl yesterday and she said this time of year you might just be able to rock up and pay at the gate, so that's what I'm hoping for, but I wouldn't recommend that in high tourist season. So if you do have a motorhome when you're coming to the Carrick-A-Rede Rope Bridge, you do need to ring at the gate and let them know because there's a height barrier, and then they'll come up and open it up for you.
We're at the Carrick-A-Rede Rope Bridge.
We're here.
So the bridge we're going to is a rope bridge from mainland across to a very small island just on the peninsula here. So in the 1700s, the fishermen would work on that island and catch fish. It was a salmon run that would come around the north coast of Ireland, and they had a little shelter and everything built out on there, and they used to have to catch the fish, put them in a boat, row them to shore, then carry them up the cliffs. They devised a rope bridge. The original bridge was just, I think, 2 pieces of rope with planks in between it. I think it's about 28 metres long, about 30 metres high, and they would put it up for the fishing season and take it down end of season.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
It was good, except for the bridge.
Didn't like it?
No. Thought she was wobbling it.
Motorhome tip of the day, use the public toilets. Trust me.
So I've been led to a distillery because one of us likes the whiskey a little bit too much at times.
Do not.
We're just leaving the Bushmills Distillery and Bushmills, so it's located in Bushmills, that's a town. And there is a park and ride for the Giant's Causeway that operates between March and October. So if you are travelling in a motorhome, if you can't get parking, then that's how you would go and see the causeway.
As you drive, do you know I'm looking, and I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along, and I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we...
This is a perfect skipping rock.
I found some seagrass!
Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever.
So this morning, no, last night, Dale finally popped the question. I was like,
You're putting this on a video log. Hang on a minute, where's that? I want it back.
we haven't told the boys yet, so we're going to go see what their reaction is.
Everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on. Just
Guys!
when I dance around, I can't help but...
Off on a spooky walk to see the dark hedges before we head to Belfast.
We're going to the Belfast Titanic experience.
Last we finished Ireland, we're just waiting in the docks to catch our fast ferry back to Scotland.
Right, so we have been waiting at Stanley at the ferry terminal and we're about to board, and then they just put an announcement over that actually they're not boarding us at all right now because the boat's broken down. So now we have to rebook our tickets to get on another boat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning from Bonnie, Scotland.